Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play some Factorio efficiently. I did a couple of things off screen because I realized I did some things I didn't want to forget before I played again. One, I forgot to hook the output of these into the input of this. So now you can see that happens. The other thing is I created a switch. I realized that I'm using the stone to build walls, and so I forget to have a stone. So this is just a plain old wooden chest. I put a stone into it, and then I can move this around based on whether or not I want to flip the reset switch or not. So we're ready to go to make 48 of these bad boys if I just put the raw resources into the network. So if I had 480 copper and 240 iron, I'd be ready to go. So I think what we need to do is create the system that's going to make that happen. Before I do that, though, I'm feeling more walls are in order. Give me all that. We're just going to make walls out of everything. Go down, get some more stone. And get it making more walls. Definitely the problem with this series is if you don't play it every day, I was right. If you don't play it every day, it gets to you. So it doesn't get to you. That's not what I mean. Are we out? We're out. Okay. Tough to see. Okay. No, I don't want. I want the tree gone. Okay, so we're going to want to put it here to cover those three. We can do that. Feeler up, and away it goes. Because the logic sequencing is fine if you use it every day. It's kind of like, you know, I program computers like for a long time, but I haven't done it as recently. I haven't done websites as recently either, and what happens then is you just forget things because it's not every day in your mind, you know? And it makes it kind of frustrating to do something like this because, you know, I mean, not that I mind if people think I'm a bit of a, I don't want to say simpleton, but a bit of a simpleton, whatever. Like, that doesn't bother me. But I actually do know what I'm doing. It's just you forget because you don't use it every day. Like, my German vocabulary is god-awful because I don't use it every day. Okay, so let's build our injection system, and we're just going to do it right here because it's close to where these guys are going to output. When we actually get robots in place, these guys can deliver the raw materials here, and that's the only thing the robots are going to be doing is delivering raw materials. And then we will just have a different number of loops to go around. So let's see. We're going to need our smart chests, which will represent... what are we going to do? A bank of 2 of them, maybe? 3? We probably should just do the 1 output, but we could do 3 around it. So we could do something like 1, 2, 3, and then this is what actually goes on the belt, is the one that's here. So the inserter then would go there. So the belt would be here. That's certainly doable. And we put the copper on the top because it doesn't really matter. So that's what we're going to do. Inserter. Oh, no. Off by 1. Silly me. So this is where the secondaries are not going to go. Those are going to have to go 1 higher as well. So the secondary actually is here, which means the primary is here. So it goes off the belt there. And then the belt is here. Smooth. Hand-eye coordination for champions right there. Alright, we're going to get rid of this. Because it turns out it's completely unnecessary. Well, okay. And we're going to put our second chest here. We need our insertors. We're going to need some smart ones. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to control these primary right now. Because we'll just have... we'll have secondaries from that point on. And we'll get a couple of steel chests to store our iron. Apparently I'm going to get a smart chest because reasons. No, actually I do. I do need two. So that's a good reason because I need 2 of them. So there you go. Because these need to be both smart chests. Come on. You'll get there. Very nice. Okay, now I need my smart inserters. All right, so these are the mechanisms of what's going to work. This is what's pulling in our raw material. And what we need is we need the same set reset switches for both of these guys to control everything. But this time we're just going to take the entire A signal and do what we need to do with that. That's really unlucky, but that's okay. We'll just put one there, and we'll put one here, and so be it. So we're going to run the red wire condition from here to here. I don't really need that to be part of the red wire network. So that way this red wire can control all of these. You can see it's saying it needs all of those materials. We're going to feed that into the logic gates for each of these, just like anything else. And then we'll go from there. My steel chests did not get made because they got turned into smart chests, which is fine. And actually, we're going to move these over. Just for visual's sake. So this is where our raw goods are going to go. I'll just put a bunch of them there. We'll put, well, copper's alphabetically before iron, so we'll put the copper here, and we'll put the iron here. Okay. Ooh. Good. So these will be the reservoirs. These will be our requester chests. So we'll turn all of these into passive providers, and then these will be all of our requester chests. And what we can do is the same thing with steel. When we need steel, we can inject that onto the system over here maybe, or just you know, off the back of this. Wherever we decide to put it, we'll inject it into the system. So now what I need to do is, I can't make any of these because I just left all that. Never mind. Give me all that back. I lied. But that's the idea. So give me this. That's going to be copper. Just so I have the thing. That's going to be iron. All right. So I need a set reset switch. I need a dummy signal modifier, and I need one of those. So I need 3 and 1 for everything that's going on, because all the iron plate, all the iron signal that we get is going to be necessary for that. All the copper signal that we get is going to be necessary for that. And since I noticed that the steel is running out, let's fill that up before it takes too long. Give me that. Boom, 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 boom. Done. Okay. I don't have to worry about that for a minute. So I need six of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 and 2 of those. 1, 2. Because I could take everything. I don't have to do the maths that I'm doing with everything else, because everything else, it just needs a certain percentage of the iron and or copper. This needs the whole bit. I ditched the jazz music for a number of reasons. One, because I knew it would probably be unpopular in Factorio, but I was getting so frustrated I just needed something to calm me down. You know, every now and again you just have to do that. But then also because I lose track of how much time there is. I've realized that I've learned, like, my body can figure out to do 20-minute breaks, but when it's listening to the jazz music, it doesn't have that internal timer for some reason, so alas. Okay, so I need my set reset switch. And I need this bad boy, which we're going to do that way just so that it's always the same. Then over here, we're going to do the exact same. Set reset switch. And then we'll get my math providers. There, and I'd like to be able to walk through here. So actually, yeah, let's do our math providers over here. Just so I can still walk through this little space. You just need to move. I don't really care about the grid as much for that. So just to cover everything. Alright, brilliant. So we're getting our full signal here. Let's get the set reset switches. We know how this goes. Obviously, we'll copy that one to here and to here. Not too far for that. Here and to here, so that way it's good. We're going to go the input here to the output here. The input here to output there. Do the same thing. Input here, output there. Input here, output there. So that gives me that. Copy and paste to there now. And our set reset switches should be doing what we expect. And they are. Good. Excuse me. Now here, we're going to just take the absolute amount of iron that's coming in. We're going to multiply that by the dummy signal. And we're going to output alpha. Here we're going to compare the number of iron that we're getting as our input. If that equals our dummy signal, then we're going to output our dummy signal. Alright, so actually we can just copy that to that. and copy this to this, and just change iron to copper. And that works. Now all that's left is the wiring. Okay. Loading in, input is these. So the output of this goes to the input of this. The output of this goes to the input of this. This needs to be alpha equals 1. Set that. Give me this. Put that back there, would you? Stop that. Damn. Backwards. It's easier with the machine. What I have to think about is that this is the belt, that's the machine, so that's what goes in with the starting switch. Give me a whole bunch of this. All right. So the output of this goes into here. The output of this goes into here because we're going into, effectively, the machine. You need to be alpha. You already say alpha equals 0? No, because you're not connected anymore. You need to be alpha equals 1. And the same thing, excuse me, same thing here. So now this is what it's set up to do. It's ready to go out. Okay, I'm going to have to do the reset switch again to reset all of them because these are in the wrong condition. But that's just what we need to do to make sure we don't go crazy at the beginning. Okay. Next. This signal has to come into here to give us the dummy signal. Input. Input. The output of the reset switch also goes into the input. So now that'll multiply by the dummy signal our input. Okay? So this is good so far. Fingers crossed. This is going to compare the numbers. So this is going to be the chest. The contents of the chest come to the input of this. The contents of the chest come to the input of this. All right. Then it needs the dummy signal A, so the output of this goes to the input of this. You with me? Output here, input here. Same thing. Output here, input here. We need the grand reset switch into the set condition. Here and here. And then actually that means we need to hook the green wire together so this grand reset goes all the way where it needs to go. Okay. The output of this is going into there and there. Those are the two places it needs to go. The output of this is going into here and back into there. That's the two places it needs to go. That's all from memory. Let's double check my schematic. Reset out needs to go into our product nullifier, which it does. It also needs to go into set switch, which it does. The output from set needs to go into reset, which it does, and into the effectively factory inserter, which it does. The input from our comparator needs to go, and I'm making that word up completely, needs to come from the output of our null modifier, which it does, and also from the chest, which it does. The output from that needs to go into this as well, which is what I haven't done. So that's the last piece of the puzzle. Okay. So we need to hook these two guys into the network as well. So the output of U has to come into this, and the output of U has to come into this. And then you should work if alpha is greater than 0. Which it's not right now because we have to flip the reset switch. But if I flip this switch, theoretically, we should start building 48 of these bad boys. Right, which I can't do because I didn't load enough of the materials in. So when this hits 200 and however many odd it needs to be, 240, it'll go, and when that hits 480, it'll go. I don't even know if there's enough in here. Yeah, there is. Okay, so in the meantime, we gotta put some plate in. Alright? Same thing with copper. Now that we're actually starting to run, the lack of copper is going to be a problem. So we're going to have to find a copper source here. So while this does its thing, I am going to go build some wall. Whee! So when we come back, there should be a gross amount of those things on the belt on the outside. So I really should actually do a temporary, this is very, very temporary, switch. You're going to come off to here just because that's where the power is. You're going to filter whatever it is I ordered. What the heck did I order? I don't remember which type. Logic? Yeah, I did the logic combinators. So you're going to filter those bad boys. Make sure those get off the belt. And you're going to go right into there. Boom. Alright. We'll do a much better delivery system later. I just kind of want to finish the wall and see if this is going to work without me watching it. Alright, how much wall space do I have? Just 48. That's not significant. But better than 0. Alright. There is a wall throughout here, right? Yeah, okay, good. Try not to destroy too many trees, but I do need to make sure that the wall is complete. Alright, this one's going to have to go, I think, to build the wall. And I just want to be able to see the wall. This is good, too, so this way I can at least see the biters if they come up against the wall. Wall. Yep, good. I'll just clear out these trees now while I'm standing here. Might as well. Okay. Good. Can I make gate? Probably not. No, I haven't researched it yet. Alright, not a problem. Come back in through our wall. Close it off. It does give us quite a bit of room. Now we need to go... Oh, good, we've got more stone down here. That's excellent. Now we just need to close off this gap. This kind of looks like it's the smallest distance, so we will close the gap here. Wow, went straight through the tree. I don't know the logic of that. Looks like we need about 30 more walls, so let's just get some more stone. How are you doing for fuel? You can have some more fuel. Give me all the stone I've got. So another 40 walls. See, where's the music, man? I need the music. Are we making things? No, we're still unloading because this takes forever. This is why I want more than one loading chest into it. How much needs to be in here? 240. Wait a minute. There's way more than 240 in there. Something has gone wrong. Something has gone wrong. Give me that. Give me that. What did we forget to do, huh? We forgot to do something. Hold on for a second there, Mr. Zealous. So this should be getting a signal. It is. 18. Should be equal to 240. When they're equal, it should output. Am I not putting the output anywhere? Nope! That's what I forgot. Okay, the output of U goes to the input of U. The output of U goes to the input of U. Alright, cool. You may proceed. Alright. Oh, what did I come over here for? Wall? Yeah, wall. You may have all the stone. I will have all the brick. Not much. 14 more wall. That might be enough, actually. We're going to go run down there and see, and then we'll call it a day. I would like to let this run just a little bit longer to see if we actually are going to get our product This is the big test. That's 14's not enough. Close though. I did enjoy, actually, well, until we get the wall. Why can't I put this anywhere? Oh, does it have to go over? Oh, they have to go over. That's interesting. I wonder if that's always been the case. There has to be a mineable area. That's interesting. I feel like that has not always been the case. Do you guys remember? Have they always had to go over that? I feel like you used to be able to put them anywhere you wanted. Well, I hate to waste these, but... No, because you can go to the side, right? Because I can get through that. Yeah, if I can get through that, they can get through that, so... Alas. Let's go see if we got some product. Is there anything running around the belt? Anything at all? We're still unloading. Because we're not at 240 yet, but this should be there. So when this gets up to 240, it should snap, and away we go. Awesome. All right, cool. So it's going to work. Obviously, we need better loading systems. When you order a significant amount of things, it's going to take a very, very long time. I mean, we knew this was going to take a long time anyway, but, you know, that's going to take some time. So what we'll have to do is just add more. Duplicate this here, so we have 2 of these guys going. That'll at least make it a little bit faster, but the unloading, obviously, is going to go at that same speed. There's not a lot you could do about that, unfortunately. But things should be picking up. I mean, what are we ordering? What are the pieces we need? It's going to be circuits, which is unfortunate. So it's got to go around the entire loop before it gets to the circuits to be picked up, but it will be. Here they come. We're going to speed this up, obviously. We're gonna make this faster once we can, but we've got to get to that point first, yeah. Let's make sure this actually grabs what it needs to grab, and then we'll be happy. Moment of truth right here. It should be working. Nope, it didn't pick them up. Why are you not picking them up? Funny man. There we go. Okay, so now it is working. 16, it's pulling 16 in. Yeah, that's very good. All right, we're going to call it there. We'll watch the madness as it works on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated everything as it happens. And until next time, there goes the copper. Cheers.